Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to TRS. We are live.
Yeah.
So your first IMDb credit is on the series FX. What did you do between? Did you do more commercial work? How did you get to that point?
So FX, the series I shot in Toronto. So
Okay.
yeah, and I'm having a hard time remembering along the way where that happened, but that was my first thing, and I was this Hispanic woman, and I was this over the top crazy Spanish woman, and it was a beautiful part because I would speak English but with this Hispanic accent, and it was awesome, and I loved it, and it was fiery, and yeah.
That's pretty. I mean, for a first time, I would say first time, but first time television acting gig to be given a accent part.
It was a small role. I only had like 3 lines.
Yeah.
So I just had to get those 3 lines right, and it was great, and I loved it,
That's
and
awesome.
I'd do it again any day.
But then your second gig is with Jungle to Jungle with Tim Allen.
Yes.
Like you moved quick.
Well, no, because that again was only a couple of lines.
Still.
And so get this. So Jungle to Jungle with Tim Allen and Martin Short, a big movie. I'm in the credits. I invite my family to the premiere. This is in New York. And we watch the movie, and my scenes are all cut out. I'm not even in the movie. Oh, I'm in the credits, but I'm not in the movie. All my scenes got cut out.
Counts. Counts.
Well, I said to them, and these are some of the things that you learn as being an actress. Like, you can't be attached to anything. I had 2 little scenes. It didn't move the plot of the movie forward, and they have to hit a certain time. And so some of the scenes get cut out. It had nothing to do with me. It's just, it's the entertainment business. It's what it is.
Are they at least on the DVD?
I don't know. You can see my face a little bit. Like, I think you see me. I haven't watched it in a long time, but there's like a snippet where you see me. But I had these 2 amazing little scenes, even though they were, just a few lines. But yeah, they were, I don't know, maybe it's out there somewhere, but I haven't seen it.
Your first hosting gig, Robotica. Was that your first hosting gig?
That was my first big hosting gig.
Sure.
Yeah. I worked with Ahmet Zappa. Mm-hmm.
It never gets mentioned enough in any of your interviews. And I want to dig in just, do you have any good, like, I'm sure it's your first real big hosting gig. What are your best memories of that? I mean, first off, you're working with Ahmet Zappa. That's got to be cool. You're working with robots that, if anything goes wrong, could be pretty bad.
So my brothers are engineers. So I love engineers.
Hello?
Was that me? Something happened.
No,
I'm
I
here.
think we just got a frozen stream there, but we're all so good here. Yep.
Is that on his end?
Yeah, I think that's just Nathaniel got a little bump there. And Zaz is still muted.
At least he looks good. At least he's frozen, but he looks good.
Yeah. Now, joke's on us. He is actually staying very still. Is our vision based on movement?
It's not what he's doing. No, it's a joke on me, isn't it? That's what it is.
This is fantastic.
This
I like this.
Led up to this. Yeah, this was the whole thing.
Oh, we lost him.
No.
All right, now we get to answer, or we get to ask our question.
You want me to ask that question? Okay,
Let's
do you guys
go.
want to ask me questions?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
The only reason I would say that we'd hold off on the answer to that question is because I know that Nathaniel is a big Zappa fan, so he really wants to hear the answer to that, I'm sure.
I'm sure he does. I actually ran into Ahmet 2 weeks ago at a local restaurant, so we totally have reconnected. I'm so happy. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I haven't seen him in years. Yeah.
Any
restaurant too?
Well, it was Angelini restaurant here in the Palisades.
Okay.
Angelini is this amazing restaurant, and I'm often there I sit at the bar every once in a while, and I love that place, and I always run into the coolest people, and I couldn't believe that I ran into Ahmet Zappa. I haven't seen him in like 10 years. We totally reconnected and talked all night. It was awesome.
Well, listen, let me ask you, just because it's interesting. We were talking about, Hammer asked you about good restaurants where you grew up. I actually grew up just about an hour and a half east of you on Lake Ontario there.
Where?
Just outside of Rochester.
I know exactly where you grew up.
Yeah.
We actually, audience question, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, do we?
I love that.
Yes.
Oh, we do have an audience question. We're going to put that up on the screen here. HYPRsolth asks, okay, I have a question. What was your reaction and feeling when you were nominated for an Emmy?
That was probably one of the most exciting days of my entire career. I mean, wouldn't it be for anybody? But I was shocked. I mean, I was very excited. I had party after party after party that I got invited to. It was the most exciting. I felt so, wanted and needed, and it's a wonderful feeling. You feel so appreciated after all the work that you do. I mean, we filmed over 500 episodes on Sell This House, and it's not an easy show to host. Like, there was a lot of physical work, a lot. And so being nominated for an Emmy was wonderful.
How
does anything? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. How does shooting go? I mean, how many episodes do you guys try to knock out at a time?
Well, back in the good days, it was like 46 episodes a year.
Yep.
It was 46 a year, and we would do like one episode, which would take 3 days, take a day off, and then three more days. And so we would do 2 episodes in a week, basically.
Unbelievable. Nathaniel,
you're back.
And you're moving.
I am back and I'm moving, and I'm just bringing up my notes one last time. And thank you so much. I've never had anything like that happen before.
Weird things happen when I'm telling you, computers and weird things happen when I'm around. It's very strange.
And thank you, Sloth, for the question.
Yeah, absolutely. HYPRsolth. Thank you.
Hey, I saw another interview of yours where something went wrong and you just owned it and you rolled with it. And I learned from you watching that.
That's all you can do.
Let's get back. Where we were talking about
Robotica.
Ahmet Zappa and Robotica, and how was that show, and what some of your better memories of that was?
So Robotica was probably one of my most favorite shows to ever host. It was awesome. That show had so much going on. The ratings on the show were just through the roof. It was our show, and it was BattleBots.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, but it was just great. And just working with all the engineers and all of the guys, they put so much love and heart and passion into building these robots. I got way into it. And working with Ahmet Zappa was awesome. I was just telling the boys that I ran into him 2 weeks ago at Angelini restaurant in the Palisades.
Okay.
And so we haven't seen each other in over 10 years, and we totally reconnected, and it was like no time had passed, and it was great. So hopefully we're going to get together soon and chat some more. But yeah, working with Ahmet is amazing. He's such a great guy, and the whole show was awesome.
Yeah, I grew up as a Frank Zappa fan, and I remember just his dad talking about him in the book, and just that would have been a dream job for me as well. Like, I'm sorry, I get to be here and hear some of these stories and learn about this whole new Zappa person. And I don't know.
And he's easy to work with too. Like, he's so smart. Ahmet's very smart, and so he's on it. And so the back and forth, the chemistry and stuff with us on camera was so great. We had a blast. It was one of my favorite shows. We did, I think, 2 seasons or 3 seasons, and the show was at the top of its game. And I think that there was just issues with the contracts and the networks and all that. And so they decided not to move forward. Just don't know what your show can be one of the hottest shows on TV, and it still might not do another season. Like, it doesn't, it's all over the place.
And I'm sure insurance couldn't have been cheap either. That was about the time I think Robot Wars was having stuff fly over the fence, and like other shows were probably worried.
Yeah, I don't really know the details of why it didn't continue when it was one of the highest rated shows, but it didn't, and I know that there were just issues. So, but yeah, maybe that was it too. There was stuff flying all over the place. There was fire and drills and saws coming at you, and it was a dangerous show. It really was.
Never got injured. Never got injured yourself though.
No, I didn't. No, I
very
didn't.
Good. Keep the talent away from the machines.
Yeah, I was kept away from the moving machines. Yeah.
This would be, by the way, thank you for bringing a question in. We are taking questions from anybody watching the show. So if you have questions you want to ask, now is a great time to get them in. Josh and Zaz will get to getting them on screen if they're appropriate.
There is a follow-up. Basically, what was your celebration dinner afterwards, after the Emmy?
Well, it's interesting. I was dating Michael Keaton at the time.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Keaton, yes.
No, his
Yes.
real name. Sorry, he didn't tell you.
Michael Douglas. Yes, that is his real name. But
I'm from Pittsburgh, so I have to know these things about the man.
yes.
It's our lore.
So I was
Go
dating
ahead.
him at the time, and it was very interesting because he didn't want to come on the red carpet with me because he felt that he would take the attention away from my night. And
Yeah.
so it was just, but I was like, no, come on the red carpet with me. So that night, and my mother came, so I was allowed 2 tickets. I had Michael and my mom with me, and we had an amazing time. But like, we did actually have dinner there, so we had dinner there. And then I think, I don't know, after that, it was just I didn't really do much afterwards. I went home with my mom. But yeah, I it was one of those things where like it was such a late night too, where the whole night was just one party after the other. So it was a night of parties, but I didn't stay out too late that night. But I loved it. I think it's because I didn't win, and I had also presented for 2 awards. So, but the barefoot Contessa won.
That's a big night.
It was a big night, and it went really. Oh, now I'm remembering. I mean, it was a while ago. The whole night wasn't on camera. The part that most of it was, but it was like a 4-hour night. For some reason, that night went on and on because there's so many awards that you don't even hear about on the TV. You don't even hear about it. Like, there is a long list of awards. And so by the time the night was over, I went home. I was like, why did I go home? I can't remember because there was a lot of Emmy parties, but yeah, I didn't go to them. Yeah. Because people started leaving. Once their category was done, some people started leaving. So, but yeah, it was a great night.
That seems a little rude.
It's okay.
Or do you just hope, I hope mine's early because I got work in the morning. I got
well, they were probably going to the parties.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's where I'm sure that would have been me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be out, and then you do that, wait for me. I'll be out when I'm done. Just look for me. I'll show up, and they're not going to be there. They're already done.
Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, I had such a great night. I was presenting 2 awards too, so I had to stay longer, and then my category was kind of later in the day. But it was all so amazing. It was such an amazing night.
Have a great one. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Treat each other well.